All right, we're gonna do a little test here. All right, so hello everyone, this is Todd. I live in Seattle and do work in VR. I do enterprise VR, but I'm also a master gardener. I'm a former master gardener, and so I got really excited about this game Fujii, who my good friend Eddie Lee just put out last week. And so I had this idea of showing the game in our garden in Seattle, but also playing the game at the same time, so full immersion. So the game's called Fujii by Funktronic Labs, so I'll just kind of open it up here. And you can see my chaperone. Maybe you can see my chaperone, but I've gone ahead and made my chaperone my garden space, and so we can walk around in it in the garden, but also here. So already here's the main menu, and to teleport you throw down your touchpad, and you can see your avatar has these little limbs, and you can grab these little guys and sort of pet them a little bit. And oh, I got two buddies. And what's really cool is this, a lot of the things can be interactive, and we'll see that pretty soon. So I'm going to jump right into my game. Right, so here's the little home base, and it's a little bit overwhelming for new time users, so I'll just kind of go teleport to right outside. So here we're outside admiring. This has feeling like a very Escher-esque look to it. And the kind of fun thing is that we can then, and you're seeing what I'm seeing. So what I'm going to do is going to just manually walk through this part. So I'm now walking through the garden rather than teleporting. And you can probably, I'm feeling all the brush as I go through here. And I'm just manually walking. There's little calibrations. There we go. So see my space, and without teleporting I can just sort of interact with objects. So this is the first plant that you encounter, sort of an orchid, and these plants will generate little orbs, which we'll see in a little sec. There's an orb over there. So I'm going to move my space here. So I'm just rotating the camera for the whole sort of play space. And so this guy right here, just getting in position, you can go ahead and grab these orbs. Oh, tracking is a little lost here. So these orbs are like currency, and you use them to create other plants, get pots, unlock things, unlock rooms. So, but there's a really cool menu system. So if you click any of the A or B buttons on the controller, pulls this up, and you can slot the seeds and these little currency orbs. And as I said, things are very tactile, so you can play the petals. This plant right here responds to your hand. Kind of like a theremin. And as you can see, here's a lot of the different plant types. These are just some that I've placed around. And all of them are very interactive. So the other part is that you're supposed to water these plants. So over here, there's a little watering area. You're gonna grab these orbs. You can water them. You're gonna water these some plants. You can see the UI pops up to show how much water is there. I'm very intrigued by this guy over here. I haven't seen him or seen this plant do anything. Oh, gave me a little orb. So to grow plants, you can leave them, or you can sort of pet them to grow, which is kind of cool. I'll demonstrate that here. So this guy is a new one. You can see this little ring that's appearing, but if you sort of just rub and pet the plant, you can see the sparkles shining. And it will grow. And you can grab the plant, and this is one of the cool features that I like a lot, is that I'm pushing the stick and this moves your hand. I'll demonstrate. So if you pick up, we'll say this guy right here, and push, pull, it's really, really nice. I'm gonna water these plants some more. Alright, so I'm not gonna spoil too much of this, but because you really have to be here and interact with all the different plants and things. But I wanted to just give you a brief overview. Maybe I'll go through the first level here. So this is the hiking part of the adventure, so away from the garden. So I'm just going to sit down and feel in the breeze. So this is an interesting thing that I don't think the game designers intended this to come along. This is sort of like a raised bed for your garden, but I basically tried to bring it along on my journey a game before, because it doesn't slot. It's not, whoops, let me go ahead and go back into the game. It doesn't slot into into these little sockets, the flower sockets. But as I dragged it through the portal, and it somehow came with me. So I definitely want to try playing around with this, and it's been fun trying to figure out sort of glitches in the game. But yeah, so here's the first world that you come to, like Lotus Swampland, I'd say. So I'm just going to try to free walk some of this over here. So I'm just going to free walk through here, touch these guys. Yeah, and that's the sort of magical part of this. And I don't know if many users are doing that, is being in a garden within a garden and just like freely walking and, you know, smelling. You know, I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but this is kind of the cool thing, is that you can put your head through the chaperone, and I can see now that I'm looking at kind of just the ivy. But if I put my head through here, I should be seeing the regular garden. And I know over here, I believe, is some mint. So if I put my foot through, yeah. So now I'm touching mint, and I can sort of definitely smell the mint as I'm walking through. All right, so I'm supposed to touch this object over here. And then open this up, this area. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a brief sort of introduction to the game, because it's pretty amazing. I'll probably try to do more of these things, but for now, you get a little taste of it.